Alright, so making another video today. Get a few more out there and hopefully get them uploaded. So, if you watched my August review and how I will be torturing myself with tarot this September, I did mention that I am getting rid of some decks, rehoming them, finding them in a place that is not with me. So this is a video about those decks. Now, I will be showing some that are spoken for. I will list down below if there are things ready, and I'm probably going to post on Tarot Marketplace after I see some of the people who have had questions. I'm still going to show them. I feel like I want a record of there that I had these in my hands at one time. Anyway, the first one is, and this one is spoken for. Somebody I know posted on Tarot Marketplace saying they were looking for this deck, and I was like, oh, this is in my to get rid of pile. What do you got? So I'm trading it for Solabuska. The limited edition one, which I've been listing after a little bit, but I'm good with that. This is a first edition, 7th printing of the Witch's Tarot. So, it's printed in late 90s. This deck, I really wanted to love, but there are a few things. One, I'm not Wiccan. And this is a super Wicca-centric deck. Not only are fire and air reversed in Swords and Air, but it works with a Kabbalah system that has been reworked for Wicca. And in fact, one of the things that is going with it is the Witch's Cabal, which is the second book for this tarot deck. It has no borders in a time when most decks had borders. The art's really pretty, if somewhat questionable. This is the Eight of Pentacles. The artist actually suffered from exhaustion while trying to make this deck. And therefore, all the court cards are exactly the same. Every knight, every prince and princess, every prince looks like every other prince, every princess looks like every other princess. The colors are just different. It's literally the same. Because they just couldn't handle it anymore. Like, here we go. Here's, for example, I have to go kill a dog. Not kill her, but put her out of her mouth. When you have dogs, and you can't feed them together because they're either greedy or medicated, or both in this case, and one is full of piss and vinegar. Let me go get her. Okay, so here's an example. The Prince of Wands and the Prince of Pentacles. Yeah. Holding something different kind of in the hand. But yeah. There's some very beautiful cards. I mean, look at the Nine of Pentacles here. So one of the interesting things about this deck is because it works in a Wicca Kabbalah system. If you take all the majors, so all the major arcana, and let's see here. Here we go. So you see the Empress? So the majors sit on the path between the spheres of the Sephiroth. See how there's a gray and a black kind of spear on each side? Hokmah and Bina? If you go through the deck, so you can actually lay these out in a path. You'll see here, this is Catherine. Sorry, I don't have these memorized, but you look here. See that? See the black and the white? So if you were to, you basically lay these out in the Tree of Life, and they don't do perfectly. So they're gonna be in a weirdness kind of way, but You can lay these out on the paths of the Tree of Life, and they will line up with the spheres according to what's in the Witch's Tarot book and the Witch's Kabbalah. And that's actually really kind of cool, except for they will not match Kabbalah as you may learn it in Jewish mysticism. They will not match Kabbalah as you learn in the Golden Dawn or BOTA or Crowley system. They will not. Here we go. The Seeker. You can see the blue in the top and the yellow in the bottom. Sorry. The Fool has the white in the top and the gray. And most people miss these, and I missed these for years. And even I brought this deck to Tarot Geeks and tried to use it with, we were going through the Kabbalah at the time. Like there you can see the red and the blue. And I still missed it. And then one day I was looking at these and I was like, oh, and I laid it out and everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is not right. This is not what, this is Wiccan. So I have had this deck for years and years, and I guess they came out later with a bordered edition, and that kind of sucks, actually, especially how this deck goes. There's a star with the blue and green, a tower with the purple and yellow, but each of these are the spheres, the Sephirah of the Tree of Life. Excuse me. And if I were ever to make a tarot deck, this might be something I might try with esoteric Kabbalah as done by Golden Dawn and BOTA. I think that might be interesting. But this deck is spoken for. It has this back. And I don't know that I'm getting my full money's worth with the limited solo buka, but that's okay. Honestly, I know that this is going to a person who really wants and who will really enjoy this deck, who will just, this will just make them happy. And that's kind of what I want. I hate to think that these things that I treasured at some point in time were just thrown away because I couldn't make somebody a buck. I'm the person who goes around and fills up little libraries with books I'm done with. You know, if it's going to get thrown away, and that's kind of sad, I want somebody to enjoy it. And that's really why I have a hard time letting things go, is because I want someone to get enjoyment out of it. I don't want it to just be thrown away in the trash. It's such a waste of things that could be just so wonderful. So, there we are. Okay. So we put that so it's safe. The next thing I'm getting rid of, and this is not tarot, but I did do a video on this, is I have another copy of the Alchemist version of the Evo planner. So this is, oh sorry, is that right? The Alchemist? Yes, this is the Alchemist. So these go in 4-month cycles, and I'm 2 months into it. And it's not for me. I like the calendar. The weekly plan, it feels like a chore to me. I don't like filling out weekly plans. I just want to make my lists. Which this, you know, for the personality test, it does a really good job. I have lots of list spaces, but they're too constraining to the type list. And I find myself scratching out the titles and replacing with a different title of other things I need to make a list for. My ideal planner is a monthly with note pages for me to use for that month. Not necessarily for each day either. I like writing gratitudes, which it's had, but this is a really nice planner, y'all. It's gilded with this, on the pages, with this kind of bronze color. The box is really nice. It's magnetic. This is a really nice planner, and I paid a lot for it. And I got a slight deal on this one, but I don't want to keep doing this and using it. So I'm hoping to find somebody who can use this and who would really like it. Or I'd like to try out Evo, and if you can take their personality test and see if you're an alchemist, or you can just try it anyway. I will be posting this to local marketplace on Facebook soon.
So if you guys see this video and it's gone, but I'll post down at the bottom and I'll try to update it if things are gone. But yeah, I tried it. After 2 months, I knew this was just getting too much. I need something I can refer to for my day-to-day and then have a place to write notes and keep track of all my notes. And I've tried bullet journaling and it's just too much work. I don't need that much, and maybe I need to simplify it and think it out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about getting Annabelle 1's planner though and trying that just because of the correspondences and things that are in there already that aren't Wiccan. That's the other thing. I liked the Llewellyn planners, except for they're almost all of them have a Wicca bent, and so that's not the things I'm looking for. I'd rather write it in rather than that. I don't know. We'll see. Still looking. My friend tells me I should just design a planner. My design skills suck though, so. Okay. So next. This one is not spoken for yet. And this is. I believe this is the first edition. Doesn't say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first edition. I think I got this in 1996, if not close to. It's weird that it doesn't say, so it might just be the Ancestral Path Tarot. This is a very nice deck, and I know that they just re-released it with like a borderless edition with bigger cards. But I really just did not, and this actually has the box, amazingly enough. I usually get rid of the boxes. You can tell how long ago I decided not to this. And this is, it's really pretty. And just probably one of the most inclusive decks that there were for a long, long time. But I just don't connect with it. It, you know, Egyptian, African, I mean, look at that, isn't she beautiful? The Queen of Staves. Interestingly enough, the Dragon Tarot put African Staves as well, I think because of the fire. It has a little explanation card. And I believe I may have gotten this used. But it's been very, you know, it hasn't been used at all. I mean, it's been looked through. I tried to use it. I read through the book. I just didn't connect with this. I really didn't. You know, the world. In some ways, it's a very modern deck. I love this. The Princess of Sacred Circles. It's really beautiful. The art is beautiful. It's 5 of Swords. Dragon Tarot Asian is cups. And this said Asian is swords. Yeah. But that same kind of deal. So I don't have anybody who wants this yet, but I'm going to be bringing this to the Boulder Tarot meetup on Sunday. And then the North, oh, and it does have the little white book too. Yeah. The white book, oh, this is 1995, is the cards. I think I got the book separately. A lot of book and deck sets weren't around to me. They were actually fairly rare. My dog is playing with the screens. The thing there, she likes to walk through them and they make noise. I think she likes it because she likes the noise it makes in her head because she's pretty much deaf. But anyway, I just, you know, a lot of book and deck sets did not come together. You had to buy the book separately when it came out later. Like the Hanson Roberts one is an example. My backup deck, which I found is just made out of paper, it's not a real deck at all. I'll have to see if I can get another Hanson Roberts backup deck. I'm very disappointed in that. My daughter has a copy. I got her a miniature one. But anyway. So that's the Ancestral Path. Very beautiful. Just I just did not connect with this at all. And I've been keeping it. I have a bin just for these. So I have other decks in here I'm not getting rid of. I have
even though this is not a deck you can read with, and the book is absolute gibberish. Even with all the Baphomet stuff. But the Geiger Tarot, it's just a majors only deck. I'm not getting rid of this. This I love. But I have this bin of extra put away cards. Cards that are put away will not be pulled out. A few other, not that one, don't. No. Okay. The Enochian Tarot. If you've watched Supernatural, you've heard the word Enochian a lot. But that's not... I believe this is the Comparator Tarot. My card is in here. I'm not giving it... No, this is mine. Anyway. Sorry. I'm trying to get to this as separate. This box has several layers, so I have to get to them. The Enochian Tarot. Here it is. I do not have the box anymore. Here's a little white book. Again, it's very hard to connect with. I am big into ceremonial magic and even Enochian things. But this was just too obtuse. Too much. I believe there's 80 cards in this deck. Actually, there might be more. There might be more, like 90. Not anywhere close to... This is its own system. It is not traditional tarot and even close. For example, this is card... Oh, yeah, way more than 80. There might be 100 cards, actually. Number 82, IBPR, Cherubic Angels of Earth. I mean, it's beautiful chalk drawings. And I have other ones, but yeah, just not... I didn't really connect with the system. But I do have the book, which I got separately. And the original... This was done by Llewellyn back in the day. It's kind of flimsy cardstock. So the Enochian. And then if you watched again my August roundup where I'm torching myself with another tarot. I would like to hear, if you know of other story decks, I'd like to know what else there's out there so I can avoid them. Like the plague. I do not like story tarot. I do not. And that's what Tarot of the Elves is. This is the book of next set, and actually I do have the box still, or at least the tuck box. I don't have the over box. And the little white book came with. These are bordered, but again, this is like, I don't remember their names, but I have these same models, and I can remake this. Yeah, Poser and Bryce Art painted over. That right there ruins a deck for me, just like the Quest Tarot. But in the same way, it's actually really pretty. Like, they actually put a lot of effort into these. Not just stock stuff colored over like the Quest Tarot. This is actually really well done. And very beautiful, but I can't deal with the story. They're not Rider Waite. Again, each suit and the major arcana, they're each a short story. There's a horrible little one, and by horrible I mean horrifying. The story is actually really good. I wouldn't say the writing is all that great in this, but the idea is phenomenal. Where a father, the little boy dies, and the father brings him back to life. Let me see if I can find the card. And of course, the kid is evil, and he has to put them down. It's not Pentacles, where she marries the dwarf. No, it's not Fire. Is it Fire? Wands. No, it's not Wands. It has to be Swords. Yeah, so I won't show you the next one with his throat cut, but there's a little boy being threatened by a thief, I think, if I remember correctly. And then this is the most horrifying card in the deck. Oh, here we go. Where the little boy kills somebody. Look at that. Those not pretty flowers in the dress. You can see the black eyes. I don't know if it's going to focus. he gets exiled, and then the boy turns on him, and he basically kills everybody. He kills all the animals he comes across. I think the father, I can't remember what this is, but basically he ended up having to kill. But anyway, so like, it's that, but no, I can't turn the tarot as an interesting idea into a bunch of short stories. It's a very interesting idea, and art-wise, it's really kind of cool. But no, I can't deal with that. No. It's just not me. But, so yeah, this is another deck that I am going to find a new home for. And probably next month, the Necronomicon as well. This was with Mark McElroy, so it was not, so he obviously, he does know what he's doing as far as tarot goes. The other thing, this is an Oracle deck, and this is the Millennium edition, so not the first edition, so it comes with the Millennium card, I believe. Yes. This was the wrong kind of woo. Hey, get out of there. No. This was the wrong kind of woo. It was woo in such a direction that when I finally sat down and read the book, I was like, oh no. This is the... Dude. No. Move. Oh my gosh, dogs, I tell you. No. This is the... And I have the original box. The AORA Gemstone Oracle. It's out of print, I'm pretty sure. It was kind of hard to order to begin with, and it's something I saved up for. It was really expensive, Giant cards. And each one, is a stone, mololite. And the book, for the most part, works as kind of a gemstone book. But the kind of wood that they had there, I just couldn't buy. Sugilite. And I spent a good deal of time, like I went through, and the first thing I said is get one of each stone so that you have it to carry with you when you do a spread or pull those cards. And I did. And I went through and I have one of each of these. It does not come with this. Probably have more than one of each of these now. This is just crystal. Why don't they just call it quartz? And some of them are not very, like, it's hard to, like, this is rhodochrosite with the butterflies. Adventurine. And then, of course, has, like, the stone goddess, I forget her name, card. There was one, maybe it was molodite, watermelon tourmaline. I don't know what's going on with the naked people in the tourmaline picture. Herkimer. It's just quartz. It's very clear quartz. Fluorite, emerald, euconite, chrysocolla, macrolite, turquoise, citrine, moonstone. So yeah, very pretty, but it was such a no. And I'm not much, I do lithomancy. I don't have any other crystal oracles, so I think it's time to let this go. It's very pretty. Here's garnet. But yeah, just not for me. Let's see, where are we at? Keeping my Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarot. Even though I can't read with it, but I love the art in this so much. This is one I got secondhand. I think I got it from a trade group. Let's see. Keeping this, I think is the next comparative. I have comparative tarot 1 and 2. This one. So this is the Mysterium Tarot. And it looks trashy, but it's not. And I'm going to explain. Once upon a time, I was part of Tarot Geeks. And there was a member who made a deck. And he offered us the first test printings of said deck. So this is before he offered it up for indie sale, way before it was picked up for mass market. It's very tiny. It's the size of regular playing cards. I have 2 booklets. The nicer booklet, which he gave me later. The box, this was the test box he printed in his house and tried to put together himself and basically tore apart. He's like, it doesn't really fit. Like, he tried some tape stuff, it didn't stay together. It's not folded right or scored correctly. So the box, it's the original test box when he was testing box design. I have a signed booklet. The Mysterian Tarot Card intro cardlet. I have no idea this came with the original, but that has some sample spreads. Has your own place. He was big into drawing your own stuff and coloring book. He gave my daughter pages of his coloring book and everything. So this is a Thoth-based tarot. Now this one I have a maybe for, so I can't say it's pending right now. Once I go, hopefully she'll be at Boulder and I can talk to her this weekend. But once I go and talk to her, if she decides she doesn't want it, then I'll put it up. So this may not be available. I'm sorry. I should have said that up front. But this deck is a Thoth-based deck. Many of the images are Thoth-based, though they're so unique. He made them in CAD, which is a map-making software. It's very expensive. He was an architect. But everything is really bold and bright colors. Very simple kind of line drawings. Backs are reversible. Yeah, I remember when he threw this at, threw this at my head when he's like, here's yours. But for me, this kind of represents a time in my life that was really dark. Way darker than the last couple of years, but what led to the last couple of years? He tried to buy my house and ended up failing to do so. I let him stay there as long as he paid the mortgage's rent. And he failed to do that. And I eventually had to sell the house at a very big loss and get repairs done. And it was just, he kind of disappeared after that. I don't know what happened to him. I had no idea the deck had been picked up for mass market. But I'm not big into the Thoth to begin with, even though I do use it from time to time. And I love the Liberty. But I'm never going to connect with this deck. It just represents a time in my life where things took a big downward spiral. And I ended up in a very bad situation. And this is literally the start of that. And it's time for me to it's time for me to pass on this deck to somebody else who would like it. I mean, yeah, like I said, this is there's a printing mistake. I don't know if you can see it. I'll see. Actually, I'll do this and see if you guys can see it. Where some of the images, can you see the little black lines in there? Bleed onto the edge of the card. Because this is the test print. It's the Knight of Pentacles does that. Where his hairdo. It actually kind of looks like him. Anyway. So yeah, it's time. It's time for this to go. But I have one person who wants to look at it, who's quite new to tarot but not to art. And I said I would bring it for her and she can decide. If she decides she does not want, then I'll put it up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm carefully putting these together so they all stay in place. When he handed me this box, it was stuffed full of both books. So it was already like bulging and not set up well. The cards are in really good condition. They would literally never been used. Okay, so this is one I can't decide. I bought it because it was pretty, but then when I went to go work with it, it was very difficult. And I've had it put away for a while, so I need to take a look. This is another one where the cards can fit together to form designs and patterns. And it's the Adrian Tarot. From A.G. Mueller. So all the cards, it's a pip deck, but they have this line art, and each suit can be put together, excuse me, and it's all in German. Well, so like here it says Weichel, but then, it says re-engagement on the edge there. They may or may not have numbers on them. So like the 4 has a number on it, and it's power or mocked. But on the majors, all the line art can be put together in a pattern, and the line art on each card, that's the world, makes that pattern. It's a very pretty kind of photo collage deck. It's very simplistic, the devil. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna let this one go too. But it's definitely you can definitely tell more than others. Like, obviously, they're people, they're kind of blurred, and some stuff is painted in. This is the Knight of Wands. It's very hunky. So, yeah, I think I need to let this one go, too. So, yeah, the only ones I'm going to keep... So, I'll let you know what I'm going to keep in my bin of despair. My bin of despair. So yeah, so I'm going to list these below, and then after, like I said, the Witch's Tarot is spoken for. I have one person interested already in the Mysterium Tarot. The other ones I'll list below, and then after I talk to the person about the Mysterium Tarot, I will also list what's left over on Tarot Marketplace. Of course, if you're interested in the Evo planner, if you are interested, let me know. I can't afford to ship internationally, so if you're international and you really want one of these decks for some reason, we can talk about it. But also, I'll share. I have the Yukio, the Geiger. So the one thing I'm keeping, so from the Mysterium, even those cards represent, I think it's important to keep part of the pain, but I do have in this little birch paper thing. So he gave these to everyone in the Tarot Geek. I do not know if he gave them to anybody else. But his test postcard, he printed these on postcards and then cut them out, but not perfectly. This is before corner punches were readily available, so these have been cut kind of sloppily, but it's the majors from the Mysterium Tarot. If I remember correctly, like one's different from the one there, but yeah, these are just the majors. He put these all together as gifts. We got them for Christmas one year. Hard to say. And then decks I would never ever read with. Ever. But I have a special place in my heart. I have Comparative Tarot 1 and Comparative Tarot 2. So there used to be a mailing list called Comparative Tarot. I think I mentioned it a few times. This one came with a nifty like fold bag. I don't remember which one is 1 and which is 2. I'm pretty sure the one with the bag is 1. This one is printed on glossy cards. So what happened is that we went to a lottery and volunteered to each make a card or two. Or we got assigned cards, I forget. This one is very glossy. The backs are just whatever. Most of these are photo collage. This is the King of Cups. Look at this guy. He looks pissed. But they're really super shiny. And then I don't think I could ever get rid of these. Oh, here it is. Here's my card. So I was assigned the 5 of Wands, and these will look very familiar to Tarot of the Elves because of the same models used in the Tarot of the Elves. And this is actually really hard to see, and I'm actually a little bit ashamed of it now, but you always are if you make art when you're younger. You can't even see the sky, and I had a pretty starry sky. You can kind of see it at the top, but you're not going to be able to see it on camera. So this is my 5 of Wands. And yeah, the light is just bouncing off that shiny there that I made for this deck. The second edition, we did not have the same person with access to the printer, nor did we get the nifty bag. And this bag is tight, y'all, let me tell you. And maybe I'll do a video where I do a walkthrough of both of these, just to show you, because it's a nifty piece of tarot history. Comparative tarot was really a fun list, all about using multiple decks for readings. That was what its core, but really we just talked about tarot. And a lot of the people there's a lot of overlap from different tarot groups that belong to this. And I have the original PDFs or Word docs, as the case were, in my archives. I'm very diligent about my digital archives because I think that we're going to lose all our data, so many people. It's very important to do. That tells me who made each card. And it'd be interesting to look it up because I don't know who did. But there were people like, I know Mary Gurr was on these lists. You know, there a lot of people. So this one, it's just on basic cardstock. All matte, just done on somebody's ink printer. And I don't know why. And I like this card way better, and I still do. Again, it was in Poser. This is still in the years, which I was big in the Poser and Bryce scene. I always rendered in Bryce, but I posed them on. Oh, here it is. I got the Six of Cups this time. And, oh gosh, this is just after I learned how to paint hair. So, it's my mad hair painting skills on the woman here. But the Six of Cups. And I chose not to do little kids. I have the crazy looking woman behind them. And the egg, each of the cups has an egg in it. And he's about to crack the egg. Yeah. A little bit easier to see. So yeah, these were a lot of photo collage and there's some illustrations. Oh, this is nifty, the Nine of Cups. This one with all the arms, the Ten of Wands. For fun, so maybe I'll do a walkthrough of these. And I just showed you the Geiger, which I'm not. I'll list the ones down below. I'm sorry to be a tease. But this one came with no bag. It's just put on cardstock. There's no back. But yeah, and I don't think they ever did another one. Or at least, maybe I was not on the list anymore. But I was pretty sure I was on those two lists. Comparative Tarot and Tarot until they pretty much died. And honestly, Tarot is still there. You can still sign up for it. And but nobody posts mailing lists anymore. And I still get the rules, of which I contributed to because I was a moderator at one point. And almost like list owner, because the list owner disappeared. And we finally had to like give it over. So I was like co-list owner at one point. But that was near the end. It's sad. That was once like the place to talk about tarot. Before that, it was all pagan and all tarot and things like that. But, yeah. Okay, so memory lane. But those ones I'm for sure getting rid of. In a month, may have the 3 more to add to that. We'll see. But I think it's time to go. You can hear her snoring, I know. She keeps rustling through those curtains. She really likes to do that. Oh. And the other puppy is wrapped around my foot. I'm pulling up my cables. Okay. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching.